She is.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Hi.
awesome. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us today. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, fabulous. I'll get us started. I know Pat's driving. He's a busy guy today. We just wanted to thank you, for your meeting with Chris and considering, working with our company in the sale of your property. There's just a couple questions we'd want to touch on just to kind of get a feel for your experience. And you can be as honest as possible, as brief or long as possible. So, we'll start off kind of just with what got you thinking about selling your property.
Well, my daughter's about to go to college in September, and my husband works in Maryland. And
Okay.
so I just thought this would be probably a good time as we enter in. She's our only child.
Mhm.
So as we kind of enter into that next chapter.
Right. Yeah, of
Um,
course.
and I've been out of soccer. I coach soccer like my husband does. And so I'm going to get back hopefully into the game. And we just thought this was probably a good time to move into that next chapter. So and I actually ended up getting, I think I got a phone call from the company,
Yeah.
and I thought, gosh, I should explore this because I'm not that familiar with it. We've sold properties and we've also rented properties that we've owned out,
Yeah.
but we've never sold, of course, to a developer. So I thought, gosh, we probably should, I should probably learn about this
Right.
because there's so many homes in our neighborhood and in Winchester that developers are buying and changing. So I thought I should educate myself. And that's when I got in touch with Chris.
Yeah, awesome. And, based on your conversation with Chris, what was, enticing or stood out about our company in particular?
Well, I just think he made such a great impression on me. I mean, he was so honest. He was so enjoyable to talk with. He didn't pressure me. He just, kept, asking if I had any questions. He was very low key and just really, really professional and nice. And I think it made me feel really comfortable because I was getting into a situation where I felt, really uneducated.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
was asking him a lot of questions, probably some of which probably you're like, why are you asking that? And he was so nice. He answered all my questions, and I felt so much more knowledgeable when he left. But I also felt like he had my best interest at heart and
Yeah.
my family's best interest at heart. And I feel like that made him different than anyone, honestly, that we spoke with, and anyone, quite frankly, that I've spoken with in any of the sales of our properties. Um, just because I felt like he really wanted the best for us. And I thought that was really rare. And I felt really lucky that I had met him and learned from him and that he felt that way.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear. It's a unique route to take sometimes in selling your home through, a home buyer versus the traditional way. But we've always tried and make it important that it's truly the right, decision for our sellers. So I'm glad Chris had like such a good impression on you. He's a great guy.
Yeah. I mean, he was so great. And he also really wanted us to come on board. So he was, you could tell that. And he was trying to help educate us, but he also was really welcoming in terms of, we would love to have you as a part of our company.
Right.
And I thought he had a great balance of that, because you can get inundated, as I mentioned before, that it's just about trying to get this client on board,
Right.
irrespective maybe of their needs or all the dilemmas and all the things that they're juggling to try and make the right decision. And I felt like he had the great balance where I could tell he really wants us to come on board. But again, I didn't feel pressure, and I felt like he really, again, had a vested interest in what we needed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Were there any, hesitations prior to having Chris come out to the property?
No, actually. I mean, I really wanted to learn about it. My sister had
Yeah.
gone through a developer before, and she lived in Charlotte. And so I didn't really know the experience, but I knew that's the route that they took because they were going to build, they had a huge piece of land and they were going to build on it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, and then I also had a friend actually just recently go through a developer here in Winchester. So after I talked with Chris, I learned more about it as well from her. And so I didn't have any hesitations having him come. And after he left, I was way more interested in going that route.
Yeah.
just because I felt like I learned a lot and it fit kind of what we needed.
Right. That's awesome. So, I mean, I think definitely if someone was to ask, we'd be a great recommendation. What would you say to someone that was, considering working with us?
Oh, I would say absolutely. I mean that it's a great company. I had researched obviously you guys as well, and you had some really great reviews. And my firsthand experience with Chris as a representative of your company uh, couldn't have been better. It just couldn't have been better. And even though it didn't quite fit really at the end, that almost tells you more of how amazing he was. Um, because really bummed me out that that wasn't the direction that we felt maybe was going to work for us. But I always felt like I would love to go with him because he's so honest, because I trust him, and he educated me so much and really wanted the best for us. So um, I just had such a great impression of him. And obviously, it's a reflection of your company.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much. Again, I'm really happy, despite it not working out, that, your experience with us was great. Um, Pat is one of our acquisition reps as well, so I'm sure he can attest to the experience of, wanting to make it personal and as easy and smooth as possible. That's always our goal in these transactions. So I'm happy, despite it all, you guys still had that same experience.
Yeah, we did. And even at the end, it's funny because I was in touch with a couple realtors and a few developers, and all of the people that we had spoken with that I had to go back and say we're going to go another direction, all but one reacted in a way that I was kind of like, well, I'm kind of glad we didn't go with them,
Right.
except for Chris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that told me a lot. I mean, honestly, because there were people that wouldn't get back in touch with me because I really said, we got to be fair. We got to let them know, and let them know what direction we're going. And if they want to know why, we'll tell them why, no problem. And he really was the only one that I thought was kind of um, just, we had to be the big person. And I work in recruiting, and so I understand when people tell me no,
Right.
that I need to be supportive of them, and is no matter how down I am about it or how upset or sad, I need to wish them well, and I need to stand on high moral ground. And he was honestly the only one that really did that.
Yeah.
With all of the groups that we were talking to, other than of course the direction that we went, that group, but which again said a lot to me about him and your company.
Awesome. Yeah, Pat.
Tracey, I was just going to say that's great. And I love to hear the feedback from your perspective, and especially, being open-minded at the beginning. I'm sure it seemed like you had evidence, but if there was someone out there with hesitations of kind of meeting with an investor versus going the traditional way, what's something you might say to them?
I mean, the minute I learned about it, I was really intrigued by it. It was just the simplicity of it, and the flexibility of going through a developer was really attractive to not just me, but also my husband and even my daughter. She was like, you got to do this. So because we have so many balls that we're juggling, and we're not quite sure of our future plans. We know we're going, but we didn't really know where or when yet. It really helped to just have, again, the simplicity and the flexibility that a developer offers. And we didn't know that that was the case until Chris educated me on it. And I was like, really? Gosh, I didn't know that. And, selling a house in the traditional way, you've got a firm closing date, and, you're working through a lot of things. And we just felt that the flexibility and simplicity was going to work much more in our favor in terms of just our situation with our family.
Right. Great. Yeah, no, that's really good to hear from our perspective.
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, the cost as well. I mean, they're just virtually, other than I know the title transfer tax, which you'd pay anyway, there's virtually no expense to it as well, which I was like, what? And we live in an older home. And so when you're going the traditional selling way, you're thinking, oh my God, what do I have to fix? And da, 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 and then commission and just, all the costs plus all the potential hidden costs that you don't know about. You're thinking, oh man, how much is this going to cut into, what maybe I can walk away with in this next chapter. So the developer route just was, again, I thought financially for us, was just as advantageous as the flexibility and the simplicity of the whole thing.
Right.
I'm just going to plug my computer in.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, that we kind of got through, our bit of questions there. Like we said, your feedback is incredible. Our goal is always to make sure everyone's experience is like this. So hopefully, getting the message out there
Yeah.
and kind of spreading the word will help us, continue to do that. So again, we really do appreciate your time, talking with us today.
Of course. Let me just plug my computer in just so I don't lose you guys.
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, no. And if there's anything else I can do, let me know. If you need me to write something, I'm happy to do it. Anything. That's just how great of an experience we had with you guys.
Oh,
and I think it's important to share that because customer service is obviously should be really valued really highly. And I think sometimes now that the whole route of the automated stuff and am I ever going to talk to a person and everything else. And I just feel like when you get like exemplary customer service, that you should reward that. Absolutely. I've always been a believer of that. And so that's how I felt about Chris and your company.
Fabulous. Yeah. It's unfortunate, it didn't end up being the right route for you guys, because I would have had the pleasure of working with you as well.
I know. I got your email too.
Yeah, I know. I'm his coordinator. So, I would have been like your right-hand man throughout the whole thing. So that's also, a great part of us is that there's real people behind, the emails and the phone calls, and we care. So,
yes. And it was very clear. It was very clear. My computer's freaking out here. It just was very clear from the minute he walked in the door that that's how your company worked. And I find that really rare and special. And I would have to venture to say it's really rare and special in your line of work as well. Right. So that made it even more appealing, to us, because I thought, man, this guy, he's not only so knowledgeable, but he really does care about, what we're doing, right. So even at the risk of losing us as clients, so I thought that was amazing.
Fabulous. Pat, do you have anything else you want to add?
Well, I did want to just ask one more thing, but I feel like you've kind of summed it up along the way, Tracey. But I guess just to put a cap on our questions, I mean, could you just kind of just describe overall your experience with Ocean City development in general?
Sure. Our experience with Ocean City development was extraordinary. Everybody that we worked with was professional and friendly. And really selfless, I thought, in the entire process. We learned throughout the whole time immediately. Everyone was very honest and really had our best interest at heart. And when you're going through a stressful process, like selling a property, that's really the way that you would like it to be. And it was so amazing for us to go through your company. That's exactly what we got. So we will always recommend you guys to anybody who asks.
Amazing.
That means a lot to us, and we just really, couldn't thank you enough for sharing your great experience and really just taking your time out of your day to have this conversation with us.
Of course.
So
of course.
we wish you, the best in the next step and what comes next from here. But yeah, we hope to be seeing you again, and we for all the words that you've shared with us today.
Oh, you're welcome. And if there's anything else, let me know. I'm happy again. Like I said, just the whole experience, I would love to share that with people and have that help them make good choices to go with you guys. So just let me know if there's anything else I can do.
I think it absolutely will. So
Okay.
that's much
Good.
appreciated.
Good. Of course. Of course.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Tracy. I
welcome.
hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And again, if you guys, ever need anything in the future or, have a recommendation for us, you know where to reach us.
Great. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you both.
You too.
Thanks, Tracy. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Okay. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.